Hi, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, I guess welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be attempting to make Olive Garden breadsticks for the first time ever. Like, I know, it's crazy. So my husband actually is in the military and he has to go into the field next week. So while he is doing that, I'm helping some of the spouses put together an Olive Garden dinner. So that's gonna be fun. And I decided instead of just getting frozen breadsticks, I wanted to attempt to make homemade breadsticks completely from scratch, just to see, if I can do it. I'm kind of a novice at baking bread, so this is probably only my 5th time ever doing anything like that, but it's kind of fun. It's easier than you think. So we're gonna learn along with each other today. And let me show you what my ingredients are. 1 second. So these are my ingredients. As you can see right there, there's salt, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, Italian seasoning. I have some quick rise yeast. I'm going to be using 1 packet of that. I have my butter already, what's the word? That's 2 tablespoons, but anyway, I'm going to be linking the complete directions in the description of this, so you'll be able to see that. But the recipe did not call for Italian seasonings or red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna add that to some of them because I like doing that personally. And then I also have my sugar that's in there. I have my huge amount of bread flour because the recipe does say you can use all-purpose flour, but varying on the amounts of protein that's in bread flour versus all-purpose flour, it makes a difference in how it's going to rise. So it did suggest to use the bread flour. So I got a bag of it from Walmart for like $3, so nothing too crazy. And then my favorite ingredient that I'm going to be using today is a whole bottle of wine. I'm just kidding. I'm maybe just gonna have a glass, that school stress going on. So I'm gonna have that as well, but that doesn't go in the bread. That goes, in my belly. So let's get some of our stuff prepped up really quick. Pro. It's been a stressful day. I didn't drink this weekend either, so there's that. I'm making up for my lack of wine this weekend. Anyway. Okay, 1 ingredient prepped. All right, next the recipe calls for me to put in some yeast, to put in water, and then to also put in the sugar. So I'm going to be mixing that together and it has to kind of like bubble up for 10 minutes. So I already put in the warm water. It was 1.5 cups. And now it calls for 1 packet of the yeast, and half of it went on my counter. I just washed it. It's all good. There's that. Soccer's looking at me and judging me right now. Hi, baby. Okay. So there's that. And then the 2 tablespoons of sugar. Also getting that everywhere. A little bit more. Bloop. Okay. Just gotta mix that together. What? Okay. Just to make sure. Okay. So I am going to let that mix together and then sit for 10 minutes and then I will come back. I know it looks a little bit weird, but this is what it should look like after the 10 minutes have passed. So you want to make sure that it bubbles up and whatnot. Okay. Alright, so next what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding the softened butter, And what I did was, you can sometimes leave it on the counter if you want to, but I have animals that I don't trust whatsoever. So I took out the 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I actually just put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds, and it came out perfect. So it's not melted, it's just like softened. And then you also have to take some salt. I unfortunately do not have sea salt, and I didn't want to spend any money on sea salt, so I just have regular salt. And you take 2 teaspoons, I almost put 2 tablespoons in there. You put 2 teaspoons in there along with the flour. Initially, I am going to put in the 3 cups of flour, and then I am going to be putting in the 1 to 2 more, because this recipe calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour. So we're going to be doing that, and I'll take you along with me along the way. Okay. And let me just say, cooking comes like a lot of trial and error. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now, because I have had too many trials with cooking and baking particularly. Like, I feel like I'm a better cook than I am a baker. By the way, look at this freaking pile. I'm not even gonna say what it looks like, but okay, so we got, look at me, so popular. I got a text. So it's 1 cup. I gotta tell myself there's 2 cup, 3 cup. Okay. By the way, do you like my apron? I don't know if you can see that. I thought it was funny. I'm too cheap to buy another apron, so that's that. So the recipe says once you put those 3 cups in, what you want to do next is keep adding the remaining flour until you get a nice soft dough that pulls away from the side of the bowl and isn't too sticky. So, okay. So I'm gonna add 1 more and then see how it looks. Whoop. And don't be an idiot like me. Don't go like full blast when you're putting on the mixer initially and then get a face full of flour. That's why I have this. That's happened a couple times. If you're drinking and you're watching this with me, social clink. Just staying hydrated, stay hydrated. I got water too. Okay. We're gonna turn that up a little bit. I wish I could like kind of take you along for the ride and show you my progress and whatnot. Sorry, 1 second. Soccer needs to go out. You want to go outside? Oh! It's raining. Don't dig out there. Anyway, I wish I could show you my progress and do like all sorts of like fancy camera angles and whatnot, but this is a hobby. I'm not investing too much coin into this yet, so. All right, so that actually almost looks perfect. So I'm not gonna go for a full cup this time. I'm just gonna go with a half cup because you can kind of see it's super sticky, so. I don't want it to be so sticky. Because like the instructions said, you want it to be sticky, but not just super sticky, so. And then you have social. Again, I won't be this unsanitary when I'm cooking for other people. This is my husband's gonna be my guinea pig tonight, so it's all good. That's a little bit too much. I actually know it didn't call for olive oil, but I might put like a teeny tiny bit of olive oil in there. I don't even think that was like a teaspoon or anything, so that's kind of how I cook. If I do any more of these, you're gonna learn. It's gonna be like a smidgen of this, like a dash of that. So yeah. Okay, so let's see how this looks. That was actually about 4.5 cups that I put in here. Just a little bit more. Again, it's not super sticky, but still like sticky enough to where I'm worried about it. Alright, I'm gonna mix this up really quick and then I'm gonna get back to you guys. Okay, so that actually did the trick. Again, the recipe just calls for 4 to 5 cups in total. So I probably did exactly somewhere in between 4 and 5. I don't think I got exactly to 5. So I actually put some Crisco in this bowl beforehand. The recipe didn't call for that, but in past recipes that I've done with bread, it's important to do that, at least in those, so can't hurt. I'm not gonna knead it down all the way. Just gonna do that. And then I'm going to put this towel on top. And I'm gonna let this sit for 1 hour. So you know what that means. Okay, I will see you in 1 hour. So next, what we're gonna do is we have to punch down the dough. Since it has risen, and then the instructions state, punch down, separate into 14 to 16 balls. Okay. Punch down. So now I'm going to do 14 to 16 balls. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna mess this up a little bit, but we're gonna try. A little bigger. So we got 6. So it says that I need to roll the balls into snakes since I get, I guess I'll get to that point in a few seconds. Like I might be making these a little too big. Let's see. I have 12 so far. Okay. It's not terrible. I know. So maybe I'll try to see if I can add this to some of them. Okay. So next, like I said, it says to roll the balls into snakes and to place onto 2 greased cookie sheets. So we're gonna do that. Kind of looks like poo. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. Probably aren't going to be the prettiest, but you know, we're going to be hopeful. Slightly. And once we do this part, what is going to occur is we are going to let them rise again for another 15 to 30 minutes or until they doubled in size. So I'm not going to let you or make you have to watch me do this entire process. So I am going to finish rolling these into snakes like I did with this pan. And then I am going to, it looks like, doesn't necessarily say to cover them, so I'm just going to leave them at room temperature and I'm going to let them rise for another 15 to 30 minutes. Alright, so it has been about a half an hour, so they have risen. These aren't quite as long as you would find in Olive Garden. I don't have enough pans currently to fiddle that on there, but anyway, we're making do. So I mixed together a 1/4 cup of butter, and then I mixed together some garlic with garlic powder into it. So we're going to put a little bit on all of these because you will also be using this at the end after they bake in the oven. I preheated the oven to 400 degrees before starting this, so it's all ready to go. And these are going to be put in there for 12 to 14 minutes until they're golden brown. After I do all the butter, I will show you the last process. I'm gonna have to send Tom to work with some of these tomorrow. Oh my god, because it's like 185 calories per, and that would be way too tempting. All right, so next, now that all of them have butter on them, I need to sprinkle some salt. For me personally, I think less is more when it comes to salt for a variety of reasons. But the biggest one for me is just like with makeup or anything, you can add more, but you can never take it away, unfortunately. Especially with something like this. And like I said before, I missed this one. I am going to add a little bit of like red pepper flakes and then also Italian seasoning to like half of these. So I'm gonna do that super quick. Just a little bit on each one, not a substantial amount. I like add this to all of my bread pretty much. I mean, and I'm assuming you could also add, if you really wanted to make it your own, you could add a little bit of like grated Parmesan or something to it as well. With bread, there really isn't any rules, just like with anything with cooking. Well, there's some rules. Not gonna get carried away. But I like to experiment quite a bit when I am cooking or baking. within the realms of reality, if that makes sense. So anyway, I am going to put these in the oven for 12 to 14 minutes, and then I will show you what the end product is. All right. I couldn't even finish my 1 glass of wine, so yeah, kind of sad. So I'm passing along a drink, clink of water. Woo! So the end product is these. Ultimately, it probably took about, I'm gonna say 12 to 14 exactly to do these. I could have done them a little bit longer, maybe just around the top of them, but they came out perfect. They're fluffy, they're delicious. I could have elongated them a little bit more when I was actually rolling the dough so that they would actually come out kind of looking more like Olive Garden. But this is the end product. I don't think, really the only difference between these and Olive Garden is just how they look. They actually taste exactly like it. I did go off of a Pinterest recipe slightly. I did finagle with it a little bit and change it up. I will write that into the description of this video so you guys have that to look at. And as always, thank you for watching. If you want, subscribe to me. I'll keep doing some random videos like this. Not really quite sure of any schedule yet or anything like that. This really kind of goes along with what time I have around school and stuff like that, and things that I have to do around here. So, with that being said, drop a like, drop a hate comment, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching.